Hello and welcome to this week's version of Britain's favourite Sunday sermon. Have I got news for you? Yes, good news indeed. We've got a new award. Yes, it's not Hypocrite of the Week, not Hypocrite of the Month or indeed of the year. We have a new award for Hypocrite of the 21st century. It's that significant. And we have a candidate for this award. And I think we should get everybody involved. So I'd like you to join in. I'd like you to imagine that you are vice chairman of a very, very important committee about standards, about behaviour. Imagine you're chairman of an even more important committee about public administration and constitutional affairs. I mean, this is serious stuff. You need to be a person of great integrity, of probity, and of good judgment. Just put yourself in those shoes. So good are you at this matter of integrity and probity that when anybody in the place that you work, which might happen to be, for example, the House of Commons, I mean, serious stuff this, that if someone doesn't do things properly, if they exercise misjudgment, then of course you call for them to resign. No ifs, no buts. So imagine that you called for the Prime Minister to resign because he brought his own party into disrepute. He damaged the reputation of his own party because he attended parties involving cake. Imagine that you called for another Prime Minister of your own party to resign after just a few days because they exercised misjudgment. I mean, just think about that. Imagine if you called for none other than the Speaker of the House of Commons to resign over his misjudgments on a debate about calling for a ceasefire in the Middle East between Hamas and between the state of Israel. I mean, these are serious matters. People have made misjudgments, but you, the man of probity, integrity, solid judgment, you call for them to resign. No ifs, no buts whatsoever. Imagine if also, when you hear that MPs might be being subject to blackmail, that you stand up in the House of Commons and you say that anybody who is a victim of blackmail should report it to the Speaker of the House of Commons. And of course, you should report it to the Metropolitan Police. I mean, this is a man that we should listen to. This is a man of great high standing, clearly. And you might think of someone of decades and decades, someone in their 60s or 70s, almost like the father of the house, who's seen it all before. But no, this is someone so exceptional that they're in their 30s. A man of relative youth, but great judgment and probity. So when that person then becomes a supposed, he's been attacked himself or been targeted for texting or sexting. I mean, if he was asked to send a picture of himself to someone he didn't know, I'm talking about a picture fully clothed. I wouldn't do that. Why would I do that? Imagine being asked to send a picture of yourself unclothed and then you then become a victim yourself of blackmail. So then what do you do? Well, of course, if you are a man of probity and integrity, you follow your own good advice. You report it to the Speaker of the House of Commons. You report it to the Metropolitan Police, as you advised other people to do. Is that what you do? That's what you told other people to do. You told other people to resign when they demonstrated a lack of judgment. And then it comes to your judgment. No, instead of following your own good advice, you say, actually, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to send the personal telephone numbers of very important elected members of Parliament to someone I don't know who I've met on some website. Unbelievable. I mean, talk about a complete and utter failure of judgment. It's hard to think of anything more significant than this. I mean, this is potentially putting people's security at risk. And we live, sadly, in an age when the security of members of the Houses of Parliament is at risk. There's a serious question mark about it. Tens of millions of pounds of taxpayers' cash goes to protecting those members of Parliament. But you just willy-nilly just send out a bunch of telephone numbers of important people. A horrific lapse of judgment. Well, of course, you must follow your own advice. You must step down, surely. Certainly step down as being vice chair of an important committee on standards and behaviour. Step down as being chair of a committee on constitutional affairs. I mean, that's the very least you should do. What about, should you step down as being a member of Parliament for this grotesque, appalling security lapse of judgment? I mean, if you're that good at advising other people when to resign, surely you should know when to resign. How's this game going, folks? What do you think you would have done? Would you have decided, well, other people need to follow my advice, I must follow my own advice? Or would you actually say, no, this is me I'm talking about. I'm above it all. I don't need to follow my own advice. I don't need to follow the advice that I've given to other people. I don't need to resign. I'm just going to brazen it out and claim that I was a victim. I mean, the double standards, the hypocrisy knows no bounds whatsoever. Truly unbelievable. And if you believe in equality, if you believe in the 2010 Equalities Act, then surely we're all one and the same. It doesn't matter what sex you are, what faith you are, what colour you are, what gender you are, whether you're heterosexual, homosexual, or a bit of each. Frankly, no one cares. It's about standards and probity, for heaven's sake. Get a grip. Do the right thing. But oh no, in this case, it seems to be different. I don't think it's different at all. I think what we're seeing is a nominee for the candidate of the greatest hypocrite in the United Kingdom in the 21st century. I think that candidate should be nominated. I think that candidate is a Mr. William Wragg MP. And he is my nominee and award winner for the greatest hypocrite so far in the 21st century. Truly unbelievable. Enjoy your day. Here endeth my Sunday sermon.